Welcome back to this week's episode of COD Fun. I'm back here with Gavin.
Hello.
And we are going to be discussing Minecraft.
Now, if you couldn't tell from the iconic menu music that most of us probably grew up with, some of us weren't blessed with such a childhood, but, that's fine.
It was a big thing in a lot of kids' childhoods. Especially, didn't matter console, didn't matter if you're on a computer, Minecraft was there.
Yep. I believe the beta version of Minecraft, which is known as Java now, they started that in 2009, which is pretty surprising given the game it is now. Then the version that we know more is 2011, and then as the update on that version. So we're probably going to be talking more about 2011 Bedrock, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I was more of I've always been a Bedrock player. Started off on PlayStation 3 playing Minecraft. Of course, aside from playing Call of Duty and such, Black Ops 1, I was playing Minecraft. I had so many worlds on there. I could only play by myself, but it was fun going, especially the tutorial worlds. I still remember the huge castle.
Minecraft above it.
It was practically like the first one, and then as we got through the, just time, it acted like a time stone of sorts, those tutorial worlds.
They don't have the tutorial anymore, which is kind of sad. They also don't have the, Spleef, we always call it Hunger Games, but...
It was the mini games that you'd have, especially when they added the Elytra, you had Spleef, you had Combat, you had the Elytra races. It was their own separate modes instead of having to do that in a Minecraft world.
And I always saw my brothers, so being able to play that with them, be able to go through all the different mini games was fun. We'd also make worlds and just go off of a script and just build these sculptures.
Yeah. I had so many builds when I was younger. Some of them were stupid, some of them were fun, some of them were just because I wanted to test out things. I remembered I had this giant stone world that it was just one giant line, about 60 blocks just worth of redstone cannons that would fire out. It was a world that I just did so much random stuff in. The sad part is I can't access any of those worlds anymore. But it's those memories that are there. Yeah, we're just talking about video games, but hey, it's still another thing that establishes memories to us all. Many of us grew up on Minecraft.
Dude, that's how I got good at redstone, was just by testing, as a little kid, just messing around with it. Now I can do bunker doors where they open up and stuff like that. It's pretty fun.
I don't do anything with redstone, in all honesty. I'm more of a manual person. You got kids or even, adults who play, they got these giant redstone farms, and it's I'm still out there just figuring out.
Have you seen where they'll make redstone calculators and computers inside of Minecraft?
Oh, it's
things that can play Minecraft inside of Minecraft?
Yeah, it's crazy what people can do with redstone inside of the game. It's, a sandbox game after all. Now, of course, the story, we don't really got much to talk about.
No story.
Well, that's the fun part about Minecraft. Technically, every world is its own story. What you do, what you make, it's all contributing to the overall story.
And I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of lore behind certain things like Elder Guardians and temples, but
Yeah, but it's not just out there. You can practically decide for your own Minecraft world why this is all there.
Yeah.
It's whatever you choose it to be, going to the different dimensions, the nether, the end, which I remember when the end was added, because I believe the end was not always there. It wasn't always there.
Neither was the nether or villagers.
Well, the nether, I know, was at least in the game for a long time.
It's been there for a long time.
It was always, this underworld environment, harsh, hostile, fire everywhere. And you see how it's changed so much throughout the updates and such. It went from this, barren wasteland. You would go in to kill a few mobs, then maybe leave. Now you got netherite and all this other stuff.
And then once you start digging into mods, that's when the nether gets pretty lit. Because,
even without mods, you got plenty of stuff that, with the updates, it's just enhanced the nether. Now, biggest thing you got is the lava legs. I remember I had a world, I called it the Ark. I loved the world. It's on my PS4. I could still get on it. It's almost about a gigabyte large worth of a world. And I just had so many friends that would get on there. We'd have 5, 6 people on there. And I had this giant place, 2 towns. I'd always build these giant cobblestone walls around the villagers.
I always love doing that. For some reason, I'll build a town and then build a large cobblestone wall around it, all the time.
Yeah, you could say it was part of my fear of all of the villagers despawning or such. It was fear.
And I know they added now where if you're in a village at nighttime, there's a chance of the zombie horde spawning.
Yeah, that's... Well, with a wall, keep in mind it mostly negates a lot of that, too.
Yeah.
Especially if you got ample lighting. It's like... I've had plenty of bases where I'm completely away from villages. I'm just making on my own. But like I said, it's just the imagination that gets brought to life in the game. Which, going back to the tutorial world that I said, yeah, that first giant castle, there might have been something before that. I remember one of them, it was this town. It was with, I believe, the villager update. It was a giant town, and then I remember one of the last ones, because we had, I remember, a C update, which I think that was the last one before we had switched editions. Which, there was an edition jump between Mojang and Microsoft to explain what I speak of, the edition change. Which, it's also a bit sad to me that the game is so large, I cannot download it on my PS3 anymore. It takes the entire console storage just to get that game on. Well, not even the entire, more than a PS3 is capable of, just to have Minecraft on there. It's like I said, I fell in love with that game. I have so many memories of stuff I did on there. I had another, it was a super flat world to where it was just sand. And I didn't know how to spell pyramid. Of course, I'm saying this story here, but hey, this is a perfect place to tell stories. I called it Fort Primid, just because I couldn't spell pyramid. It was, with old super flat worlds, when you used to make them, the sand temples would shoot up in the air, if you know that. There were several things to where, with how Minecraft generation would work, it would just be close to 100 blocks just shot up. And I built, a whole base in that. It was a creative world. I had a few like that. I remember this is when I was experimenting a lot. This was one of my favorite worlds. It was this weird sponge house. It was made of a conglomeration of different blocks, and there was so much that I do.
And you had the classic diamond, emerald, and golden iron house.
I was never one for those. They always looked hideous.
I did.
I remember on my Xbox 360, we had this giant. I'm not sure if me and my stepbrother at the time had dug it out, but there was this giant chasm, and we had this singular pumpkin bridge that led into this giant jack-o'-lantern house. It was beautiful with how it looked. And it's just stuff like that I can't get back, but it's those memories that are still there, the memories that I get to think about. Now, I'm not sure if Gavin's got any memories of his own, just on different worlds, or maybe with siblings, or just with others.
Do you know what the red ring is for Xbox 360?
The red ring of death, as I've heard of it, yeah.
I played Minecraft one time. I got a flat world, made the blocks TNT. Then I lit one, and I don't have that Xbox anymore. But that was way back. That was way back. That was...
Which it is funny to think, I've always personally been a PlayStation fan. I ain't the biggest fan of some of the Sony stuff, but I will still take it over an Xbox. That's just my personal opinion on it. Y'all enjoy Xboxes, keep enjoying them. I just find them annoying to work with. I got an Xbox One at my father's house, and it sucks to try using. I can play games on it, yeah, and then sometimes games just won't download, but... We're just getting on a tirade. But that's half the fun of what we're doing at CodFun, is we're just talking about the things. Of course, still sticking with the central theme of Minecraft. Just all this time you make different worlds and such, and you get to see your journey throughout it, though. It's not all Minecraft worlds will have the same start. Far from it. You'll be either in some barren frost tundra, or maybe you'll just be in a nice plains. Right behind you is going to be a village. It all depends. You may have to travel thousands of blocks for a woodland mansion.
Or thousands of blocks to get to the next island because you get one of those water spawn worlds, which suck.
Yeah. I said it's all about the interestingness of the generation of Minecraft. Of course, speaking about the literal world generation, and just the generations of sorts of Minecraft with each update. And it's a game that's been here, believe it was before the PS3 and Xbox One era, but it's still continuing. It's a game that's practically always going to be around. Well, we hoped that it's always going to be around, but it just all depends on how things go.
Yeah.
So, which, of course, as we always say with at least every episode, that any game is better with friends.
Somewhat better with friends. Minecraft, I think playing that by yourself would have to be so boring.
Oh, Minecraft is a game, as I said, you can play it with friends or you can play it by yourself. It's a game that can be done either way, I would say. And it's an enjoyable game. I fell in love with it when I played it. My little brother's getting into it. Of course, I'm teaching him the ways of Call of Duty now.
How old is your little brother?
He's 8.
Teaching him young?
Well, I said I explain things in a way he'll understand. You know, he doesn't think about it as he's, doing horrid things. He's just walking around Call of Duty and having fun. But in Minecraft, though, I should watch him one of these days with some of the builds he makes. It's not exactly coherent, but he's understanding the controls. He's getting into video games, which it's something I love. I said I don't expect them to exactly be glued to video games, but we'll just see how it happens. Maybe he'll have the same love of video games I did. So you got anything when it comes down to the siblings, though, in Minecraft, other than, the spleef?
We made this world. I'm not going to say the name of it because it's not school appropriate. But it was made after the video game Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight's on split screen. So, you know what? We'll make our own. It was this really botched version. It wasn't made after any map. It was made with the same fundamentals of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
We made our own map and everything. And we would play it so much. We've gotten grounded for playing that too much. So.
I remember I tried to speak somewhat highly of my stepbrother, but he was a stupid stories. He was trying to say to my dad, I was becoming too violent. I decided to kill a rabbit because we were both starving to death. And it's like, why do you care so much?
And I don't agree with the people who say that video games cause violence.
Which that's, of course, something we can get into deeper a bit of another time, because we don't always have to talk about video games. It can just be general discussion if y'all want to hear that at all. It just all depends.
Well, I do think that will wrap it up for this episode of COD Fun featuring Minecraft.
We ain't sure on what next week's is. That's the fun part. We're just going to be choosing random games, and we'll just see how it goes. And we look to see you all in the next video.